always get nervous when he says he's going to sneak around behind me.
Brad Gallagher, eh? The failed rabbit trapper. Can you tell me what it's like to live with that fella? Oh, she's off the bone. We'll tip all that in.
He gave a mighty roar. I roared all through the territory and never come unstuck. So give me all you got, big bird, and buck, you bastard, buck.
He's got the fire pit going in the backyard. So you got a herd named after yourself?
Yeah, that's unbelievable, isn't it? Yeah, righto. La 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 la. Do I look intelligent, Craig?
Well, g'day viewers. Welcome to another instalment of Larrikins on the Loose. We're in downtown Newcastle. Newcastle. We can't say where this bloke lives because he's an ABC reporter, Murray.
Yeah.
Like, we've got to keep that a little bit quiet, but we're in Newcastle tonight. We're doing a cook in the backyard. We've got a campfire going over the back. We'll show you in a minute. Tonight, we're doing something like out of the box. I've got to read this, actually, because I've had to change my tune lately. It's a creamy mustard.
And garlic.
And garlic. Mushroom chicken drumsticks with a suggestion
Of garden picked beans and carrots with 2 T's.
What do you reckon about that?
Oh, mate.
Did I spell that wrong?
Yeah.
Oh, stop it, Murray.
He's a photographer, not a journo.
We're at the great Craig Hamilton's place tonight, but we're not giving any addresses away because he's a much sought after man.
Yeah.
He's going to join us for a yarn. Actually, probably now. Let's come in now. Come in now.
He's a great man.
We're going to have a yarn to Hamo about...
All between the roses.
G'day, Hamo.
How are you?
Yeah.
Nice to be here.
It's beautiful, mate. We're going to... As we told you, we're going to cook up things
Nice
for
to
your
be
backyard.
here. I live here.
No, it's nice for us to be here, son.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, not that we're invited, we just said we were coming.
Yeah. We did actually tell him, but he's got the fire pit going in the backyard, so we're just going to start off the creamy mushroom brew on the camp oven, brown off the chicken, because we haven't got all night, because it's going to piss down. But we're good.
But
So,
a bit about the man, though.
Yep.
Singleton boy, a great cricketer, he worked in the mines, and then he progressed to radio, where radio presenter, football commentator, and an all-round good bloke. Had a few battles with mental health, and he's written some books, and he's one of the great speakers on mental health you'll find in Australia. And we're going to have a bit of a chat about that later on. But apart from that, he's a bloody great bloke, and he's an aquarium.
Good on you, Muzz. Thank you.
I heard he was the eyes on the sideline. Is that right?
Oh, mate,
he was known in his early days as the eyes on the sideline.
Oh, mate, he can talk.
I did a bit of that.
Did you?
Yeah.
But you've also called the Knights.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Called the Knights. Called the NRL. Done some radio. Still doing radio in Newcastle.
Beautiful.
And doing a lot of speaking, as you said, Muzz. The mental health
and
space.
very, very good at it. Yeah.
Just before we go and start the cooking though, and Murray's going to have a good yarn to you about the mental health issues and stuff later, and that'll be a really good interview to listen to. Can you tell? I don't know who leaked this to me though. Can you
good. I love these. Luke's story. Yeah, go
it's
on.
a leak story though. Can you tell me about your most famous eyes on the sideline story about Adam Muir?
Yeah.
Oh, you know it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm
I know very
not,
well.
I'm not smashing
I know
it at
very
you.
well. Well, it happened at the ground, not too far from here at Hunter Stadium.
Yep.
And the Knights were playing. I can't remember who they were playing. And Adam Muir was playing for the Knights.
Right.
And he went down in a screaming heap.
Yep.
Yeah, holding onto his knee.
Stories
And
panning out so far.
I was a sideline commentator. And they crossed down to me. They said, "What's the story there?" I said, "Well, Adam Muir's gone for the season." I said, I've just seen him go down. The way he went down, that's a knee reconstruction, without a shadow of a doubt. And they said, "Thanks for the report." And I swear this is not made up. Within 60 seconds, Adam Muir was not only on his feet, not only playing on, but he was running 70 metres at full tilt to score underneath the post. So I was declared that day a very good sideline eye and a very poor physician.
Well, I can tell you that is beautiful because Barry Toohey only give it a 40-metre try, and I'm not giving away who told me that stuff. The great Barry Toohey from the commentary box. He said 40 metres, and he said you were doing the hoo-ahs on the sideline too. He's gone, Mill's gone. That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
Right. It's close. Good yarn. He did leak that though. Thank you, Barry. We love that one, Barry.
Good on you, Baz.
Righto, Hemo, we're going to cook up.
Yeah, please. I'm getting hungry. Can you please cook something?
Yeah. We're going to sneak it up. We shorten this one up tonight. We're going to do a few shortcuts, but this is a beautiful feed. So we'll go from there, and then we're going to have a chat to you a little bit later.
Okay.
Beautiful.
No worries.
You enjoy a little quiet little red over the back there.
I'll do that.
Listen to the great Murray
Cheers,
Hart.
boys.
Thank
Okay.
you, mate. Thank
Thanks,
you, Hemo.
The great man.
All right, Murray.
Yeah.
Just a bit of housekeeping before we go.
Right, yes. You know I'm no good at that.
I know. I just want to show you. You know, I had the shirt on last time. You didn't have one.
Tambar Springs, I think. Yeah.
The Larrikins on the loose
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, yours arrived.
Is it?
Yeah. I got her here. There's a typo. That's why it was so long.
Larrikin on the loose.
Yeah.
Great Muzzer Hart.
They
Left the KI out.
yeah. But
Yeah.
they've done it up.
Yeah.
So I'll present you with that. So you finally got your shirt.
We put a lot of money into that.
Yeah. It was up. But I'll tell you one thing. You haven't got, Muzz.
What?
I've got custom made undies.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh!
Can you see them or not?
Jeez. I'm not going nowhere near it.
Yeah, Larry, see them? Yeah, you'll get them next week, son. Right, looks good to the figure.
Oh yes.
You've trimmed down a bit.
Lost a bit of weight. Yeah.
10k.
Yeah, 10 k's. Yeah.
Unbelievable. Well, I'll tell you what I've been doing. Using Nivea for men, the cream on the face.
Mate,
Yeah.
your skin looks magnificent. You're radiating.
Can I tell you what happened to me?
No.
Yes,
you can.
2 weeks ago, I started trying it and that because you were looking so good. I rubbed it on. This is no bullshit either. I rubbed it on. Tracy said, the missus said, Jesus, yeah, that's good. That's what you need to start doing, mate. Yeah. I broke out in a rash. Nivea for men. I'm allergic to Nivea for men. So viewers, what you get here is that's it. I can't improve myself. So what we're going to do here is start this cook off.
Yep. We've got the great Gretel.
Yeah, Gretel's there.
Gretel, the chocolate lab. She's a bit of a Facebook superstar.
I forgot your other presentation. Your teacup.
My teacup.
Yep.
Oh, fantastic.
Nothing but tea on this show.
Yeah. Put a bushels in there. Thank you
Right,
very much.
after your last effort, I might start this burner. We're just going to start the chicken and hurry it up a little bit.
So we've got the chicken drumsticks here, Loz.
Rip them open. Let's just sneak them in. We're hurrying this cook up a little bit because of the weather and that, but we're on full board, Muzz.
Yeah, throw them all in.
Yeah, let's throw them all in.
Just get them in there,
We're just going to brown them off.
This is the
Get them a little par cooked, if you like.
yeah, a little bit of thing on the skin there, and this is on my burner. It's never been used.
That's a beautiful burner, Murray.
Yeah,
Good thing I started it, though.
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not much good on the starting.
You got it running?
Yeah, we'll get that out of the road.
All right, so we're going to brown these off. We're going to season them well, straight up,
Oh yeah,
just with, your favourite rock salt.
yeah.
Yeah, the 1,000-year-old
Yeah,
stuff.
bit of that stuff too.
Yep.
That's what, yeah, as we say.
We're going to sneak her up.
Got a use by date on it. 1,000 years old.
That's it again, yep. It's the same bottle too.
Yeah, lasts.
Righto.
Bit more. Yeah, cool. There we go. Bit of the Harold.
Yep, so we're just going to brown them up. We're going to sneak a little bit of oregano.
In America, they say oregano.
Yeah, just a little bit over. This is a pre-season.
Oh, it's a pre-season.
Yeah, just so they get a little bit of flavour running through them.
Playing football, I hated pre-season. It was just all about exercise.
That's right.
I was no good at it.
So we've got a lot of stuff going in this. We've got mustard.
Yeah, mustard.
Yeah.
Moutarde, as the French would say.
Well, what I thought we'd do is, this is something probably, Murray, you've never seen, is honey mustard.
Yeah, righto.
It's just mustard really, but
Yeah.
it's mild.
Mild.
Yeah. So we're just going to squeeze it. We're just going to baste them. This is why we just do it little dab on each of them.
Little dabs.
Yeah.
A little dab will do you.
Yeah,
That's our
little dab will
grill
do.
cream, yeah.
And just brush it up, clean over them all, just to get a little bit going in.
Yeah.
A little bit of flavour
Bit of-
into it
and a bit
before
of colour too.
Before we, you like the colour?
I like the colour. Yeah.
And you've been well though while we're just doing this.
Yeah,
You-
yeah.
Where you been?
Good.
We only see each other every couple of weeks,
yeah,
don't we?
Yeah, I've been all around the traps, mate.
Have you?
But, yeah.
Anything exciting?
Yeah, been out with the great Richard Jones.
Have you?
Who we might catch up with either before or after this.
The Westpac champ.
Yeah, we're at
Chopper.
we're at the Coonabarra brand for the Westpac Rescue Helicopter Trivia Night. Tell you what, walking back to the motel from the bowling club at 11:45 at night in Coonabarabran, it was a little bit cold. But we survived. Good man, great man.
How is Richard, all right?
Yeah, Richard's real good, real good. The helicopter's going well. You know, we're doing a fantastic job. And yeah, so do you want me to start chopping anything up here? Well, just
Yep.
yeah, right. Bit of onion.
Yeah, we're not going to put much onion in because we don't want much onion in this one.
Right, do you want a whole one or just a bit of one?
No, I want it cut up.
Yeah.
Yeah, just get rid of that out of there. Nothing worse. That won't go in till we sort of put the brew in.
Okay, righto. The brew.
Yeah. The reason we're doing this like this is just so we can shave an hour off the cook, really.
Yeah, gotcha, righto, yeah. Because Hamo goes to bed at 8 o'clock.
Yeah. He's unreal, though. What about iconic ABC man, though? Been around a while.
Oh, yeah. And, you know, without giving too much away, he's probably one of the most likeable blokes you'll ever find on the planet.
You don't have to talk shit because he's here.
No, I'm serious.
You serious?
No, well, I've never said it in front of him.
Haven't you?
So how do you want them done? Diced or
Yeah,
just
straight
sliced?
in there, Muzz, but we don't want to put that in yet.
No, that's right, but I'll just get it done. So
Yeah,
we've got
let's get that done. So we just want to brown these off for a while. We just want to cook these a bit through so it doesn't take so long. That's
You've browned a few people off in your day, Loz, haven't you?
Exactly, yep. Run a close second to you. Leak them up and we might get, and the carrots, Muzz?
Carrots, yeah.
Yep, we need the carrots in. And what about this? I'm bunging it on for you tonight here
Oh,
with a bit of lemon zest. See
Oh,
this?
a little bit of zest.
Yeah, see
A
this?
little bit of zest,
See the lemon zest going in?
Oh, look at that.
I have no idea
What it does.
how it works, but it works. It does.
No,
It bloody works.
I've seen Jamie Oliver, yeah, he likes the zest.
No, he's a fraud, that bloke.
There you go.
Don't worry about him.
No, he's a
He's
pup.
in the similar. I put him in the similar category as Russell Coit. You know, you don't like Russell.
Well, no, I like Russell. What do you mean?
Excuse me,
I like Russell.
COVID cough.
Russell,
You
Russell.
don't like Russell.
He did.
He's in direct competition to you.
He interviewed on his show the great Billy Hayes, the hero of turbulence, the late great Billy Hayes.
Who did?
Russell.
He did not.
He did so. True
What,
story.
Before he died.
Yeah. Yeah.
What year?
Oh, well, it was 10 years ago that the wonderful Billy passed away, so if that was 2001, 2011,
Yeah.
must have been a couple of years before that, yeah, when
I didn't know that.
Russell was peaking.
Did Glenn Robbins or Russell?
No, it was Russell.
Was it?
Yeah, definitely was. Out there at Deep Well Station, or in the bush camp. So we've got onions done. Now we want a few carrots.
I think, can you top and tail them, fellas? Well, let's put them in
Yeah,
flat out.
and then
We'll add them, and then we'll get this mixture underway.
righto.
I'm just going to get a little bit more pepper going on these while we do it, because they're looking good. We've browned them off, so we've cut a bit off the cook by doing that, but
And these are just how thick we want these.
pretty thin, Muzz. They're not. We don't want a long cook.
Yeah, I'm with
Little
you.
carrots, yep. We'll tip all that in. I'll tell you what, she smells all right even that with that, because we've got the mustard basted onto them while they're cooking,
yeah.
eh? Huh?
One of the great basters of all time, this bloke. Can baste.
Can I just ask you one question while you're cutting those carrots? Where'd you get that hat?
I think I stole it off your son. No, I didn't. No, it's mine.
That is Jack. That is my son.
No, it's not.
It is, so.
They did make more than one of them. And I wore it because it matches my shirt. Well, my undershirt.
You happy with your new shirt though that I got
Oh,
you?
mate, I tell you what.
No?
The designers, the printers,
You want a pair of the undies or not?
not yours.
No, but,
I know what they've been.
yeah, but well, they've only been around me. But you've seen the logo that I got printed.
Okay.
You're not happy with it?
Yeah, the logo you got printed.
Costs a lot of money. They did a typo on yours though.
Can't even spell.
Well, that's why yours was late.
Oh, there we
Righto, let's get it going, Muzz. Let's chuck all that in.
Oh, hang on.
I think that'll do us for a minute.
I don't.
I'm looking at that. Murray. That's good. That's camp oven cooking. Pick it
Yeah.
up, get it done.
Have a look at it. You can always add more later on. That's the whole thing. And
That's it.
particularly, as we say, don't add the hot stuff too much.
Yeah.
You add a bit extra if you're
There's no written recipe for this stuff. We're just gauging it. We're feeling it, Murray.
Yeah, that's right. You've got to feel. You've got to shut your eyes and just feel the cook.
Feel the cook.
Feel the cook.
Maybe I'm just going to do a little bit suggestion more of your rock salt.
Righto, yeah.
Righto. Murray, you're on...
You got any rhythm and blues salt?
Yeah, I'm going to sneak over here. I'm going to grab these. These are little different little... These are the little hurry up, little mustard chicken master foods. They're beautiful. They're crackers. They're beautiful. So we're going to nail them.
We're going to get a sponsorship out of them or what?
Oh, well, it's hard to say. I'd like to get one out of Bundaberg Rum before Master Foods, but we'll see what happens. Our Master Chef knives, getting a bit blunt though.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, well, they were bought off Master Chef, remember?
Okay,
Champs.
they went from Big Kev.
What was that bloke from years ago?
Big Kev.
But there's more.
Oh, no,
Remember that bloke?
that was Tim.
Tim the, not Tim the Tool Man.
No, it was Tim, what was his name? Anyway, yeah, but wait, there's
Tim,
more.
whatever. Yeah. Righto, so we're going to empty 2 packets.
What'd you do with me knife?
Andrew,
Yeah, thanks.
we're going to empty 2 of these packets in, and no more than 2. Because we're going to cream it right up. Remember, we've got the chicken probably 3/4 cooked now, which is magnificent.
Yeah,
Okay?
you've done a great job there,
How you
Lars.
going
You've
with
done
them?
a great job. I'm just getting there. I'm just going to get the...
Righto, we're going to whack a full cream in. Don't go around with a half one. You can always add more garlic. You can do what you want with this, but you need the cream. Smack her clean in. It's going into a bin too, just quietly.
Yes, we do this stuff.
Have a look at this, Murray.
Oh!
Right,
Doesn't that
she's
look
taking
good?
a complexion
Doesn't that
in.
look good, folks? Hey?
See that, the overhead? Where's that overhead? See that?
Says our heads look big on that, I can tell you.
We've got to think, he's a magician, that cameraman Lachlan Thorburn. We don't give him too many raps, but I'll tell you now.
I haven't seen him since Tambar Springs. I'm surprised he's sort of got out of the bed.
I'll tell you what, the young fella had a birthday this week.
Yeah?
Yeah. He's,
Was he 17?
well, no, he's a bit older than that, but he's not born and bred in the country, Murray.
What, he's overseas?
No, he's born and bred down, I think it's somewhere... Lachlan, where are you born?
Why is it born and bred?
Windsor.
Why is it born and bred, not bred and born?
Windsor, see?
Hang on, I've got a little bit.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, the boy, I'll tell you what, he can... we're not hard people, or would you say we're not easy people to shoot?
Well, from what you're talking from a beauty perspective.
Righto, chuck all that in, Murray.
I don't.
Time is of the... What are you doing now? That garlic?
Yeah.
Righto.
Is that fine enough?
Beautiful.
Yeah, we got
Yeah,
garlic.
sneak that in.
Sneak that in.
So we've got that now all on a slow cook. We're going to move that to the coals now, ladies and gentlemen.
You're righto.
We're going...
about really
You tell you what... Hey, little spillage.
Yeah.
Probably need
What?
a fraction more carrot, Buzz.
Okay. That can
Yeah.
be easily done.
A
Look at
little
this.
more carrot in that, and
Go here. You have some thin ones, they get a bit softer, you get a couple of thicker ones, they get a little bit of crunch in them.
start doing it like a master chef and get your like finger knuckle up so you don't... That's it. Oh, look at him go now.
Is that enough?
So just while we're at the low, can you tell me, you got an idea for a poem tonight? Like we always do a
Yeah,
poem. What do you got?
yeah.
What do you got for me?
Well-
I've heard a lot of them, but what do you got for you?
Well, we're going to do one because it's with Hamo.
Yeah.
We might do a poem called Rain from Nowhere, which I wrote back in 2007. It's a bit of a,
2007. You're not that old, hey?
but it's one that's sort of been used through the mental health
Yep.
thing, and it's a tough one about the drought, but it has a great ending, and
Yep.
and then we might do just a quick little funny one just at the end, just to sort of lighten things up afterwards. Yeah, so
So, you know,
we'll see how we go.
You got it sorted,
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
righto. And
there's the rest of the carrots.
so we're going to move this here now. We've browned off. The chicken. We've got the condiments in there. We've got the pepper. We've got the salt. We've got the fresh garlic. Bit of oregano. We might just add the mushrooms now.
The mushrooms. Okay.
Yep.
Nice little bit of garlic.
Usually, I put
The
'em
mushrooms.
In, put
Here
'em
we
in a
go.
bit later.
Bango. There we go.
The only thing we're going to put in later, viewers, is the topped and tailed beans.
And a lot of hope.
And hope. We always hope, me and Murray, when we cook. but we're going to top and tail the beans, and they'll go in with about 10-15 minutes to go, just so they get that crunch, you know, that George, what's his name on MasterChef?
Smelovich.
George, that's him. Yeah, we like Oliver better, don't we?
Yes,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
The whole lot?
just make sure there's no little turnout bung in the bottom that when you tip it in.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's a trap for young players, isn't it?
Yeah.
You seen that?
Yeah. So you don't put in like a wet dirty.
Yeah, because sometimes you've got a little sponge on the bottom and
Yeah.
they cook through, and they don't make it good, Buzz.
No, that's right.
That's beautiful. Now,
It's always your mother-in-law that gets it. Yeah.
I'll tell you what. That is a good brew, but you know what we do need, and we probably haven't got access to it, but we'll do that before we put it on the camp oven.
What's that?
We'll probably just get a little bit of water or milk or something, because she's
Yeah.
just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we don't want it to, we want a slow cook on the coals, real slow, but that sort of sauce can burn.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay.
So we need to water it down because it'll
Yeah.
reduce.
Yep.
And we need the flavour to go through. Is there anything else you want to put in it, Murray? Have we missed anything?
I don't-
We've
I
got the
don't think
beans to
so.
go.
We've got the beans to go. That's parsley flakes for later on.
Yep. Presentation.
I think so.
Yep.
No, I think that's pretty sweet because the green's going to add some good colour to it.
What
as well.
about lemon zest, though? That was good.
Oh,
Did
lemon
you like
zest.
that?
Yeah.
I love it when you love me lemon zest, son.
Makes me feel like we're in Italy or something. Yeah.
Oh,
A little bit of
Murray.
zest.
Murray. Right, we do need to water that down a fraction.
Righto, yeah. Could you do it with stock or not, or just do water?
What?
Splash of stock or
Oh,
water?
we've got enough flavour in there.
Yeah, gotcha. Fair call.
I think we've got enough. And basically, we've got no stock.
Okay, cool.
But a little bit of chicken stock would probably be better. but
I'm just talking about alternatives for people.
oh,
at home.
yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, cool.
Stock for sure.
Righto.
Yeah, all right, so let's a little bit of water and we'll move it over to a little bit of coals and let it brew away. And
Yeah.
we wouldn't be giving that any more than an hour after pre-cooking it. But
Yeah.
if you want to go from raw, it'd be 2-3 hours slow.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. And
Righto.
then we might have a bit of a chat to our gracious host, Mr. Hamilton.
Let's go and have a
Hamilton!
yarn. Let's go and have a yarn to the Hamilton. And I'm interested to listen to this too, just quietly.
You might have another few more questions.
You might be able to help me, mate.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Jeez, I don't know. That's a big ask.
It is too, yeah. Yeah. Righto. Let's go and see Hammer.
Righto. Hamo! We're on our way. All right, folks, we're sitting here at Hamo's place, and he's been a great mate of mine for a lot of years. We're at each other's 40th. He behaved better at mine than I did at his. But I wrote a poem back in 2007 called Rain from Nowhere. I got asked by a mate I hadn't heard from for a fair while. He was doing stuff with the Oasis Foundation side of the Salvation Army, and he rang me out of the blue. He's a Scottish bloke, and he wanted to know about the bush. And I didn't know what the bush was, but that's Scottish for bush. And but there were a couple of girls there who were going to do a documentary on rural depression and suicide. And so he brought me into the fray to have a chat with these girls, and also a bloke called Captain Paul Moulds, who's now a major or even higher up in the Salvation Army because it was that long ago. He did some wonderful work, a doco on the work he did with the street kids of King's Cross. If you can track that down, have a look at it. And then I came up with this term, rain from nowhere, and because sometimes the rain turns up when it's not on the map. And I was a kid, grew up in the bush. The things happen in the bush with regard to expansion of properties. When I was a kid, 3,000 or 4,000 acres was a big property. Probably had a homestead and a couple of smaller huts on it with a couple of workers with their families. And now 5,000 acres is a paddock, and they've got, back then you probably only had 18 foot of machinery behind it. Now they've got 120 foot. Properties have got bigger. There's less farmers about. When I was in Moree in the 70s as a kid, Dad was a stock and station agent. Moree yard 7,000 cattle on a Wednesday, and the pubs were full, and that was great in the good times. They get to have a few beers, but it was also critical in the dry times because they get together and say, "Oh mate, how much rain did you get?" "Oh, I only got 10 points." "Well mate, I got none. I got 5." So they knew they were in it together. And when the RBT came in, they wouldn't have those sessions. They'd probably grab a cart and go and drink by themselves, and it was a bad setup for mental depression down the track. Not that anyone knew, but it certainly did have a big effect. They weren't getting together as often. They were drinking by themselves, and so it wasn't good. Luckily now that people are reinventing the local hall, they're trying to get together a lot more now just to have that interaction, which is very, very important. I mentioned in the poem a game called Squatter, which is the Australian form of Monopoly. It's about, buying and selling sheep. I don't think anyone's ever finished a game, but it's a bit like the farmer who won Lotto. They said, mate, what are you going to do with all that money? He said, I just think I'll keep farming until it's all gone, which is be a lot fun if it wasn't so real. So we've come out of a big drought recently. We've had a bit of rain about. There's crops around. There's parts of Australia still in drought, but I wrote this yarn. It goes, his cattle didn't get a bid. Mind you, they were fairly bloody poor. What was he going to do? He couldn't feed them anymore. The dams were all but dry. Hay was $13 a bale. And last month's talk of rain was just a fairy tale. His credit had run out, no chance to pay what's owed, and bad thoughts ran through his head as he drove down Gully Road. His great-granddad bought the place back in 1898. Now I'm such a useless bastard, I'll have to shut the gate. I can't feed my wife and kids. Not like Dad and those before. Crikey's grandma kept it going while Pop fought in the war. With depression now his master, he abandoned what was right. He thought there's no place in life for failure. He'd end it all tonight. There were still some things to do. He'd have to shoot the cattle first. Of all the jobs he'd ever done, that'd be the worst. Then he'd shower, watch the news, they'd all sit down for tea, read his kids a bedtime story and watch some more TV, kiss his wife goodnight, say he was off to shoot some roos, then in a paddock far away, he'd blow away the blues. But he drove in the gate and stopped, as he always had, to check the roadside mailbox. And he found a letter from his dad. Now, his dad was not a writer. Mum did all the cards and mail. But he knew the writing from the notebooks that he'd kept from cattle sales. He sensed the nature of its contents. He felt the moisture in his eyes, Just the fact his dad had written was enough to make him cry. Son, I know it's bloody tough. It's a cruel and twisted game. This life upon the land when you're screaming out for rain. There's no candle in the darkness, not a single speck of light. But mate, don't let the demon get you. You have to do what's right. I don't know what's in your head, but push the nasty thoughts away. So you'll always have your family at the back end of the day. You have to talk to someone, and yeah, mate, I know I really did. But you've got to think about Fiona and think about the kids. See, I'm worried about your son. You haven't phoned for quite a while. And I know the road you're on, mate, because, geez, I've walked every bloody mile. The date December 7, back in 1983. Behind the shed, I had the shotgun rested by the brigalow tree. So I'd borrowed way too much to buy the Johnson place. It didn't rain for years. We got bombed by interest rates. The bank was at the door. I didn't think I had a choice. I began to squeeze the trigger, and that's when I heard your voice. She said, "Where are you, Daddy? It's time to play our game. I've got Squatter all set up. We might get general rain." It really was that close, and you're the one that stopped me, son. And you're the one that taught me, there's no answer in the gun. Just remember, people love you. Good mates won't let you down. Look, you might have to swallow pride and take that job in town just till things come good. You've always got a choice, and when you get this letter, ring me, mate, because, geez, I'd love to hear your voice. Well, he cried and laughed and shook his head, and he put the truck in gear. He shut his eyes and hugged his dad in a vision that was clear. He dropped the cattle at the yards. He put the truck away. He filled the troughs the best he could and fed his last 10 bales of hay. Then he strode towards the homestead, shoulders back, head held high. He still knew the road was tough, but now there was purpose in his eye. He called his wife and children, who'd lived through all his pain. Hugs said more than words. He'd come back to them again. And they spoke of silver linings and how good times always follow bad. Then he walked towards the phone and he picked it up and he rang his dad. And as the kids set up the squatter, he hugged his wife again. Then they heard the roll of thunder and they smelt the smell of rain.
That's gold, Murray.
Gold, Muzz.
That's gold.
Cool.
Nailed it.
Righto, folks, that was Rain from Nowhere. You've met Hamo, Craig Hamilton, before, a great mate of mine. And one of the reasons I did that poem is while Hamo, as we said, born in Singleton, great cricketer, worked in the mines, then found his way into radio, where he's a radio presenter, a football commentator, a great caller of rugby league. and just an all-round great bloke. And but on top of that, he's a great ambassador for mental health. Craig had a few of his own issues. He's now put those experiences into books, and he's one of the best speakers on mental health I've ever heard. So, Hamo, how you going, mate? How'd you find that poem?
Good, Muzz. I love hearing your poem, mate.
Yeah.
Every time I hear it, it's fantastic.
Yeah. So yeah, you had a few demons there, and you seem to be you're on top of it now. But you're also sharing your experiences and how you've got through it with the people around Australia.
Yeah.
And you get out to everywhere, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I've travelled a lot. It's been out of a very ordinary time, out of a very tough time.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of good things that have happened. I had an awful battle with depression 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Shocking, really. Anxiety, bipolar disorder, big mood swings, highs and lows, and they'd been happening for a long time. Ended up in hospital and in all sorts of strife. It was hardest thing I ever went through in my life. But coming out the other side of that, I realised it was not uncommon for a lot of people. It wasn't talked about very much.
No.
And I thought, I can do two things. I can either be part of the solution or I can be part of the problem.
Yeah.
And being part of the problem was to keep silent, keep a lid on the story, not share it, and help the next person. And part of the solution was to talk and to tell my story.
And I suppose one of the advantages you had was that public media profile. And once it all came back, and you were prepared to speak about it. I mean, I know that I was lucky enough to be at I think it was your second book launch down at the Merriweather with Wayne Bennett, and the things you've done in that regard are fantastic. And but tell us where some of the places you've been to speak about mental health.
I wish I had a list.
I know
particularly
the Mad Gundawindi girls, the Marys, the the Black Dog girls. Yeah,
they're fantastic. Yeah, been actually went through a lot of rural Queensland, outback Queensland, with the Black Dog girls, Julia Creek and Charters Towers and Charleville and where else do we go? Quilpie and Georgetown and Townsville. I wish I had the list. The last count was about 45 towns in Queensland alone.
You've met some unbelievable characters in your life too. So, stepping aside from the mental health thing for a little bit, we might get back to it. But I just remember at my 40th. Can you just give us maybe a cut down version of the time when you interviewed Alan Jones after Balmain had just been beaten by Manly? It was the least words you'd ever said in an interview, wasn't it?
It was, and I was wondering how long it would take you
to
actually ask me to do this.
Yeah, well, I mean, look,
you haven't let me down.
Well,
it's about a minute and a half into this interview.
Yeah, well, Alan Jones has been very supportive of me.
And, and he's been very supportive of me as well. I was on his radio program.
But this is a great story, folks. It really is, because it's one question, and then.
I'll give you give you 30 seconds of it. I go to interview Alan Jones. He's coaching Balmain. They're well beaten. They're beaten by 40 points. And my first question was, Alan, you're well beaten today. Balmain well beaten. What did you think of the game? Well, I thought the players were tremendous against all adversity. You've only got to look what happened out there today. I mean, Timmy Brash has dropped the ball over the line, should have scored. Robbie Davis has picked it up. Run 100 metres, scored underneath the post. I mean, there's the difference. They get 6, we get none. It's a 12-point turnaround. And then you can't play against the scoreboard. I mean, we lost Steve Edmund in the first 2 minutes of the game with torn shoulder ligaments. I mean, caught us state of the pack. That left us with Blocker and Ciro Shaw, but they played a State of Origin match on Wednesday night. We had a team of kids out there today. Half of them were doing the HSC last year. End of the day, you can only dance with the girl you brought. You can only... I can't even remember. It's been that long. But there you go.
Hang on. No, we can cut back in. No, remember, the dogs keep barking. The caravan moves on. But that's it. Yeah, cool. No, tremendous. I mean, you did that at my 21st, my 40th.
I haven't known you that long.
No, that's right. Yeah. So let's get back to the football commentating and that sort of stuff. So you must have had a lot of fun doing that over the years. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Blessed.
Yeah.
I was milking cows on a dairy farm when I was 15.
Yeah, righto.
And to think, even dream that you might get an opportunity to be in a commentary box and calling NRL for 20 years,
Yeah.
then you'd have been kidding yourself. But that's what happened. That's the way it worked out.
So what was your progress into radio? I mean,
Well, very quickly,
yeah,
I came off a dairy farm. My first job was an underground coal miner with BHP out on the west side of Lake Macquarie. They had 5 mines in those days. The legendary Cliffy Marsh gave me a job.
oh, the great.
Cliffy was with BHP at
Yeah.
the time. He gave me a job. I was 16 years there. I was underground for the first time before I was 18, and I worked underground for 16 years. And about 3 or 4 years before that, I'd actually had an opportunity to do a little bit of radio when I was still playing cricket, and that I found that I loved it right from day one.
You had the opportunity. How'd that work out?
Well, I was playing for Newcastle against the ACT, against Canberra.
So you're a batsman?
I was a bowler.
You're a bowler?
Yeah, I was a bowler.
Medium pace swing?
Yeah, a little bit better than
Bit
medium
quicker?
pace,
Yeah,
a little
right,
bit better than medium pace.
Oh, a bit of zip.
So, playing for Newcastle,
Yeah.
rep level against the ACT at Manuka Oval.
Yeah.
Now, the local radio station in Canberra was broadcasting the match. They came down to our team and they said, we want one of you blokes to come up and be on the radio as a colour commentator. Will one of you do it? And I didn't jump up and volunteer. All the boys in the team said, well, you're always impersonating the cricket commentators. Why don't you get down there? So we don't have to listen to you.
Yeah.
So I did. I loved it.
Yeah.
Someone heard it, said, he could be a publicity officer for us. And that's what I ended up doing. So I had contacts within all the media there. This was all voluntary.
Yeah.
Then I got to start on the ABC on a panel.
Yeah.
Then someone left. I ended up hosting that. I was still coal mining.
Yeah.
And then from there, got an opportunity on the sideline to do Sideline I. And from there, got the chance to call. And then I left the mines
And
about a year later. And a job came up. And
Yeah.
I was ready. I was just in the right place at the right time.
some people go to Mitchell College for 3 years, or
Yep.
they did the radio school and things
Mate,
like that. I mean,
I don't even know where Mitchell College is.
Orange, I think it is.
I think it
but
is.
It's like me. I won a poetry competition and somehow became a journalist without any study.
Without any qualifications.
So sliding door moments and
Yeah.
and it's
Well, that's what it was.
Yeah,
It was
gotcha,
a sliding door moment in my
gotcha,
life.
Yeah. Okay. And righto, mate. And you live in Newcastle. You're married to the beautiful Louise. You've got son and 2 daughters. Yeah, 2 daughters
Correct.
and a son. Yeah,
3 kids.
3 kids.
Yeah.
And everything's going well.
Yeah. Oh, it is.
Yeah.
My health is good, and that's
Cool.
that is the main thing. I mean, that's got to be the priority for everyone. Me number one, but everyone around me.
Well, exactly. Look, it's sort of the back end of that poem I was thinking of as I was reciting, Hug said more than words, he'd come back to them again. So the family goes through it,
Yeah, they do.
yeah.
And look, my family have heard you recite that poem a number of times. I've heard you recite that poem, Rain from Nowhere, maybe half a dozen times, and it still makes me feel emotional when I hear it, because it's such a powerful poem. And I've said this to you many times. I've heard all your funny poems, and I've seen you perform. But that poem, Rain from Nowhere, will be, without doubt, the most important poem you've ever written.
Yeah.
And I've told you that before,
well, I know
because that poem has got into the hearts and into the minds of so many Australians, and it saved lives.
Yeah, gotcha, yeah.
Without a shadow of a doubt, it has saved lives, and it doesn't get any bigger than that.
And there's no doubt what you do, mate, is by going out there. And you've seen it. I've been with the girls, the Mary girls.
Yeah.
They're funny. But going to have a sausage sizzle, and I do my poetry, and I'll do the poem too, and it's tough. But then I'll do the funny stuff, and that's good, and they get a laugh. But the magic of getting them together and seeing what happens after you finish talking, and they're there talking to each other, which they used to do in the past, and that's what we're trying to do: get them together. So, when it's tough times, you share it. And
No, they're very powerful nights.
Yeah.
Very powerful nights, and I've had the same experience whenever I've spoken at those community halls in the small towns. There's people there who will come up to you afterwards, and they will tell you things about their lives and the experiences they have had with mental ill health and with depression and with suicidal thinking and with huge anxiety.
And they probably haven't shared it before.
Never before.
Yeah.
With anyone.
Yeah, that's right.
And so that's a really,
Yeah.
that is you
Yeah.
take great comfort in the
Yeah.
respect that they've been able to do that,
Yeah.
and that you've been able to be there to listen to.
And if you hadn't had the support and your own strength to come through it, you wouldn't be making that difference yourself. So
Absolutely.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.